we're going to have some fun. So I'm going to tell you a couple of funny stories about myself. But to start off with the story, we have to listen to Jay Electronica, who said, being a mortal is a portal to the true nature of growth, which is why we're here. We're talking about making waves. You make waves by being a mortal, by being a mortal human being. And then you go on an adventure. You go on an adventure by being Captain James Tiberius Kirk. This is actually a conversation I did have, and I'm very, very proud of it. I need you to make me a Star Trek tricorder. Don't have a Star Trek tricorder, but you are talking to Captain James Tiberius Kirk. Now, granted, there's a little bit of ambition involved there and a little bit of ego involved there. But I urge you to do better than me and not just be Captain James Tiberius Kirk, but actually do make the Star Trek tricorder. So, let's talk about waves. Make life better. That's the biggest wave you can do. Get on and accomplish. Mine started, born of Turkish parents in Karachi, Pakistan, near the ocean. So waves are important to me. That's my father, me eating sand. Another key criterion for making waves. You have to eat sand because that's how you learn. And then you realize the power is in the waves, not the sand. Also, then you smarten up and you say, well, my childhood was passed on trying to ride buses like this. I didn't fall off. I didn't crack my head. I didn't break any bones. I came close. Sure, absolutely. Riding death machines like this where, note, it says peace, not pieces. I survived. Right? It's amazing. Pakistan is a country where running water and electricity is a challenge, and I made it. Because I won the lottery of life. I went to a British school with a crazy pompadour hairstyle, which I'm not sure where the inspiration was, a mustache I should have shaved a long time ago, and pimples that no Noxzema cure would ever take care of. But still, that ambition, as you can see, handsome young fellow, ventured out in the world at large. But I also saw this, evil nitwits. They are evil, and they are nitwits. And I survived because I want to get to a place where somebody like this with colored balloons hangs out outside Karachi, near the ocean, and has hope. So that's our job, to make life better. That's my job, to make life better. And at the end of the day, you start by doing that by having a voice, a level of articulation to project yourself out in the world. All of you have a voice. In my case, I use my voice fairly well because people butcher my last name. Here is a select, very select number of them. The items in purple we do not talk about. The items in black, well, they're sort of there. The items in red we are very appreciative of, with my favorite being Buddha. It's important. You've got to have a sense of humor about this. But anyway, it boils down to articulation, the ability to project yourself. And you have to do that with a certain level of grace. The world today needs grace, a state where you can go forth and spread grace. Mine, thankfully, started at St. John's University by monks who taught me the state of grace, reflection, stewardship. However, I didn't have a nickel to my name. I went through 4 Minnesotan winters with sneakers with duct tape. Crazy? Absolutely crazy. Keeping in the main tradition, this was good duct tape. Look at it. That's actually a real photo. At the same time, because I was ambitious and because I wanted to create change and waves, I ran for student government. This is actually one of the many surviving posters that I used when I ran. Vote for the guys with guts. Now why? Well, we had 3 platforms that we were running on. First was to have condoms on campus. Now remember, this is a Catholic Benedictine institution, second largest in the United States. Pretty ambitious. Second, in those days, HIV testing on campuses. It's sort of an activist thing to do. And the third was we were saying that we have to increase the international student population by a factor of 10. There were only 20 of us in those days. So again, ambitious. I remember a person coming up and tearing out all these posters because they didn't agree with anything that we were doing. And in a fit of anger, they said, you should go back to where you came from. And I said, well, it's a far way away to my mother's womb. 2, I am in the Bennett Hall dormitory right next door, so I am from here. So I suggest you use those kind of methodologies. Here's an actual photograph of the pants I wore at my graduation, St. John's graduation. Why am I showing you a photograph of my pants because they really don't belong to me. Again, I didn't have a nickel, so I borrowed one of my friend's pants. If I can graduate from St. John's University, sneakers of duct tape, pants that belong to Munawar Moeen from Bangladesh, I can guarantee you will be able to do more. I guarantee you that. And the reason I can guarantee that, because I was crazy enough to bleach my hair on the championship soccer team. You can see that. It's fairly crazy. Crazy. We won, I admit, but I still look crazy. Now, I was at the same time engineering manager of a very, very well-known public company at that same time. And I went to my favorite band, Pearl Jam, at the Boston Garden, and I lost my voice singing this song. I did, for 4 days. I used to go to meetings with a little note card saying, I have lost my voice at a Pearl Jam concert. Once, a guy from Japan, we were in this big meeting, wrote me a note back. He didn't even say, he wrote me a note back saying, that is very cool. And I said, that's great. So it all boils down to grace, right? You have to go forth with grace. You have to make some waves. And how do you do these waves? So, here's a little clip from a movie, Into the Wild. Just watch it. Just pay attention.
The sea's only gifts are harsh blows, and occasionally the chance to feel strong. Now, I don't know much about the sea, but I do know that that's the way it is here. And I also know how important it is in life not necessarily to be strong, but to feel strong. To measure yourself at least once. To find yourself at least once in the most ancient of human conditions. Facing the blind, deaf stone alone, with nothing to help you but your hands and your own head.
So when I watched that movie, I was a puddle of ocean water right there. I was like, oh, God, that is just so cool. When you do that, right? I urge you to watch the movie. But what it's telling us is to launch yourself. Go forward. Be forward-leaning. Don't hold back. Just dive into the world that's around you. Because incrementalism is not your future. It's not a choice you should make. It's not your destiny. Solve big problems. Solve problems that affect humanity. Leave a wet imprint on this earth. Be who you should be. Be what you are meant to be. Because it's tough, it's hard, it's incredibly challenging. You will fail, you'll screw up, but you'll resurrect yourself. There'll be days when you go and bang your head against the wall and say, why me? But there'll be a little voice that says, why not? So in that vein,
I should mention
I show you
right now,
my friend
all
Leonard.
three of you have exceeded the minimums for third and second place. Barrett, we come to you. You were in third place today with 9,000. What did you write down as your response? Who is Dwight David Eisenhower, Supreme Allied Commander for the forces invading Europe? You are correct. What did you risk? 9,000. That gives you 18,000 today. Yesterday you had 17,600. That gives you a two-day total of 35,600. Let's go to Nilay now. He had 14,400 today. And he wrote down and changed his mind. He went to Winston Churchill, then FDR. So it's going to cost you how much? 7,000. That leaves you with 7,400 today and gives you a two-day total of 26,400. Now we go to Leonard Cooper. He's looking
Leonard
pretty happy.
Cooper.
Why? Did he come up with Ike? Dwight
No.
David Eisenhower? You didn't. Same guy,
Some guy in Normandy. But I just won 75 grand.
You did indeed. Way to go. Come on over.
He bet it all. He bet it all, and he had fun doing it, other than the fact he had a great afro there. I mean, that's just... But why did he do that? Why did Leonard do that? You know why? Because he had belief. He had belief that he was going to be able to win this thing. Just like you do. You have the belief that you can do certain things. Don't stop. Keep on going. The reason why you need to keep on going, because a shift has happened. It's the 21st century. You need to go and operate from third to fourth to fourth to fifth gear. There is an expectation by old guys like me that now you will create a world for my kids, and that my kids will be able to leverage out what you are doing. And we will fail and fail and fail, but there'll be moments when we will succeed. So this is the shift. Go forth. Go forth because the world doesn't owe you anything. However, you do owe the world. You do owe the world love and grace and peace of your humanity, because that's what matters. It matters because you are going to create. What do? I am gifted, fortunate, blessed, humble that I run companies that try to do magical things, solve problems that nobody has the gumption of solving. Why? Because that's how the world moves forward. Because that's how people then will be able to take what you are doing and make it better. So create, innovate. Create your own company. Create your own surfboards. Create your own movies. Create your own TV show, your footwear, your whatever you want. In my case, it's the magical bean soda formulation that will alleviate global world water shortage, while at the same time knock some sense into humanity to realizing that educating all the kids of the world lies our salvation. Long words. Actually, that's not what I do. However, I wish I was doing that. I think you should. I think you should. Invent the magical bean soda formulation. Why? Because that's how you're going to make waves. That's how you're going to create art that means something. Why do you want to create art that means something? Because it's true. It's pure. Why? Because it's full of love. Why? Because it makes waves. Watch this clip. Because at the end of this clip, some secrets are going to come to you. I guarantee you, this is full of secrets.
You got any, talents?
Like hidden talents?
Can you dance? You can tap dance?
Can you?
No. Here, I'll play a song and you dance. Okay. I can't really sing. I have to sing goofy in order to sing. I have to sing stupid. Okay?
Okay.
You always hurt the ones you love. Or you shouldn't hurt at all. You always stay the sweetest rose and crush it until the petals fall. You always bring the kindest hearts, and with a hasty word you can
You're actually good.
recall. Slow dance to this part. And if I broke your heart last night, it's because I love you most of all.
I love you most of all. Come on! That's the secret. That's the secret. The secret is you need to tattoo that figure in your textbook of life. You do things with your brain and you do things with your heart. You do things that are worth dying for, things worth living for. That's what you have to do. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some very, very special people. I wouldn't. You wouldn't be here if it was for the same kind of people. It is your obligation to return the favor and do the same for the next generation. It's a heavy obligation. Like I said, you'll screw up, you'll fail. But you know what? It's worth doing. You should listen to the song, You Are the Wilderness by Vauxhall Broadcast. I don't care, download it, rip it, dip it, whatever you got to do. You got to listen to it. Turn the volume on. 11. Put those headphones on, wear that Dr. Beats or whatever they are, right? Whatever, or the crap ones that you get from wherever else for $20. And just close your eyes, crank it all open, let that sound just envelop you. You got to listen to that. Because it has other ones of secrets. I can't tell you those secrets, but you got to find those secrets in that song. And at the end of the day, you are on a journey. You are on a journey to find something, to search for things, your soulmate. Science and technology that will change the world. iPhone number 55. Things that mean something. That's a journey. It's an adventure. It is one that will never stop. You should never stop. Just like in this movie, a long time ago, people said things that still resonate, and that's what you should do. The art, the science, the technology, so that we will remember you. And in that lies grace. In that lies thanks. Grace and thanks for the people that came before us, for the ones that are with us, and for the sacrifice we have to do for the ones coming after us. We have to do that. It is in you. You want to make waves? Get on the wave. And so we're going to do that, fellow Biddeffordians. You know why we're going to do that? Because it's time to do that. So we are going to raise the house lights. We're all going to stand up. And in memory of Uncle Walt Whitman and the 55 degrees Fahrenheit that's out there, we're going to recite this poem. That's what we're going to do. Here we go. I know you can do it. This is the most famous song and poem written by an American poet. If you go through life saying these things, I guarantee success is assured. Also, it's very funny the way it ends. So, thinking of the people that you want to give grace and thanks for. Me, it's from my mother-in-law and my father. You pick yours. On the count of 3, we're going to recite this poem. With articulation, with voice. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wrack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people are all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel's silm and gearing. Oh, heart, a heart, a heart, oh, the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Congratulations. Now go out there and kick some butt. Enjoy.